Hey, what's up you guys, my name is Brooke and welcome back to my channel, and today's video is going to be some of my most anticipated movies of 2019. From what I've looked at, what I've heard of, 2019 is going to be an epic year of movies and music, but we're focusing on movies right now. So I've compiled a list of some of my favorite movies that I'm really excited to see come out in the new year. I'm going to give you a little bit about it and its release date, and yeah, I'm going to try and go in chronological order. I may mess that up, but I'm going to try, and that's what counts, right? So we're just gonna go ahead and get started. Alright, so the first movie that I'm super looking forward to in 2019 is Escape Room, which is a thriller about 6 strangers who are invited to complete a series of escape rooms with a deadly twist, and that movie comes out on January 4th. It sounds like a super good horror movie about a new kind of trend of escape rooms. I've never done one, but they look really fun, but I have a feeling I might be a little bit more anxious about trying one after I watch this movie. The second movie that I'm really stoked to see in 2019 is another horror movie, but it is a sequel to one that came out a couple years ago, and it is Happy Death Day to You, and it is a sequel to Happy Death Day. I wouldn't necessarily call it a horror film. I don't know about this one, but the first movie was very good, but it was more kind of campy with its funny moments without being super scary. Like, my friends that don't love horror movies went and saw that with me, and they really enjoyed it. If you're not into horror, you could probably handle this movie, but it's overall pretty funny, has its scary, intense moments, but overall not super horrific. And that movie is coming out on Valentine's Day, which is February 14th. And the next movie that I'm super excited to see is another horror movie, and that is Us. It's a horror film that was written and directed by Jordan Peele and produced by Blumhouse. And that's about all that we got so far about that movie, but I love a lot of Jordan Peele's work, and Blumhouse, whatever, they put out really solid scary movies. So just based off of who it's produced by, who directed and who directed and wrote the script, I just know that it's going to be really great. It has some of the actors from Black Panther in it. So overall, it sounds like it's just gonna be a really solid, probably terrifying movie. So I would say if you're a fan of Get Out, I would give this movie a try, even though we don't know a lot about it. I think you should probably give it a try. And that movie comes out on March 15th. Alright, we got another horror movie. I promise these aren't all horror movies, but just the first couple of ones are. And the next movie that I'm really stoked about is Pet Sematary, which is a remake of the adaptation of Stephen King's novel. I'm sure you know what this is about. It's about, you know, animals being risen, more of the dead, blah blah blah. It's a Stephen King, and it looks pretty scary from what I've seen of it so far, and that comes out April 5th, and I'm just excited for that. I haven't seen the first one or read the book, so I don't know a whole lot about it, but I'm willing to give it a try. And the next one is also a horror movie. I promise the next one is not a horror movie, it's a different kind of movie, but this is the last horror movie for a minute, and it is The Curse of La Llorona, and that is a horror film that concerns La Llorona, a subject of Latin American folklore. From what I've seen, this movie looks pretty scary. Any movie that kind of plays off of folklore is probably going to be pretty good. I haven't really seen a whole lot of the cast, so I'm hoping that it is representative of the Latinx community, but who knows? I'm not sure. Hollywood enjoys whitewashing things, but I have a lot of hope that this movie is representative of its subject matter, and I think it's going to be a pretty scary movie. That movie comes out on April 19th. And the first non-horror movie on this list is the live-action adaptation of Aladdin, and Will Smith is going to be the genie, and that's about all I need to know to go see the movie. A new take on Disney classic. You can't really go wrong with it. While I don't think it's going to be as great as the original, because who can really replace Robin Williams' genie, but I think Will Smith is going to do a great job, and I think the cast looks really good, and I just think it's overall going to be a good movie, and that comes out on May 24th. Our next movie is Toy Story 4. It's the 4th installment in these amazing series of heartfelt movies, and it follows Buzz Lightyear and Woody, who are going to go searching for Little Bo Peep, who is Woody's love interest. I've heard that this movie is going to be incredibly sad, and I'm not a fan of that. I think Tom Hanks compared it to Infinity War, so that sounds like it's going to be heartbreaking because my friends took me to see Infinity Wars and I have only seen Doctor Strange and Black Panther, so I'm not really super attached to a lot of the characters, and I cried a lot. So I just can't imagine what it's going to be like when I grew up on these movies and it's gonna like rip my heart out. I'm still gonna go see it anyways because why not? And it comes out June 21st. The next movie that I'm super excited to see is the live action adaptation of The Lion King. I'm sure I don't have to explain any of the plot of The Lion King to you. I'm sure you've seen it, read about it, anything. But I think this movie is going to be super, super good. It just looks so great from everything that I've seen so far, and that comes out on July 19th, and I think everyone should go see it. And the next movie is an animated movie. It is The Addams Family. It is an animated film that is based on the original comic series with a star-studded cast, and it involves a greedy TV show host and an Addams Family celebration. That sounds just amazing. I love all things Addams Family related, the original show, the new movies, everything great. So I'm sure this movie is going to be great and I can't wait to see them in animated form again. I think it's going to be pretty solid. It comes out October 11th. And the next movie that I'm really excited to see in 2019 is Are You Afraid of the Dark, which is a film adaptation of the wildly loved cult classic TV series from the 90s. It's an anthology series. Where can you go wrong with making that into a film? I mean, you could go wrong, you could mess it up, but I really don't think they're gonna because there's gonna be lots of backlash if they do mess it up. So I have really high hopes for this film and I think it's going to be really good. And that also comes out on October 11th. We're getting to some of the last ones here. My next one is another animated movie and it is Frozen 2. It is the much anticipated sequel to the rapidly expanding Frozen franchise. I have no idea what the plot of this movie is going to be, but I honestly do not care. It took me forever to watch the first Frozen movie, but then I watched it and I was like, man, I understand the hype. Do I think it's still a little overrated? Yes, but it's still good. I'm going to be in a movie theater with lots of little youngins watching this movie. It comes out November 27th. We got 2 more movies and this one is Jumanji 3. It's a sequel to Jumanji Welcome to the Jungle, and it possibly, don't have anything super concrete yet, but it possibly explores the origins of the game. It has a lot of the original cast from Jumanji 2 Welcome to the Jungle. So like Nick Jonas, The Rock, those characters are going to be returning in this movie. I was not super sure about seeing Jumanji Welcome to the Jungle because I feel like it's a lot to try and go and recreate something that Robin Williams did because most of the things that he did were just so fabulous. It was actually pretty good. It was funny and I really enjoyed it. I think I'm going to enjoy the hilarity that I'm sure will ensue in Jumanji 3. That comes out on December 13th. And the last movie that I'm really excited to see in 2019 is a Christmas release, and that is Little Women. This is an adaptation of the beloved classic novel Little Women by Louisa May Alcott, and this movie is going to feature renowned actors like Meryl Streep, Emma Watson, and Saoirse Ronan. And if you don't know, Little Women is one of my favorite books of all time. It's such a great classic book. You should read it if you haven't. Solid, and I can't wait to see it. And those were some of my anticipated movie releases for the year of 2019. I think we're gonna have a pretty solid year in movies, and of course there's probably some that are going to come out that I'm going to love that are not on this list, but these are just some of the ones that I'm super excited to be released. So let me know some of the movies you're excited to see come out down below. But right now, that's it for this video, guys. Thanks for watching. Till the next video. Bye.